back to Craft on Tap. We have our resident enthusiast and Cicerone, our expert Asabi Stone, joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So today we are at Broken Trail and we are going to try some of their beers. Let's start off with the Go Ahead Red.
Fantastic.
It's an Irish red, right?
Yes, it's Irish red. So let's cheer.
Give it a cheers.
It's a beautiful and malty aroma.
That is very malty.
And characteristically, it ends really dry.
It does. What do you know about the region that red sort of emerged from?
So this particular red ale is inspired by Irish red ale, which originally came from Britain as a form of bitter.
Oh, really?
But Ireland really wanted to have its own version, so they created Irish red ale. And now Broken Trail has their own version.
Is it a seasonal beer or is it an all-the-time beer?
Not typically in Ireland. It's one of the staples along with Irish Stout. But it seems like they are actually going with a seasonal. And there's actually a backstory that you heard about this beer, yes?
Yes, exactly. It's a collaboration with Tractor Brewery. They're using the name, which I thought was cool that they're collaborating on that level of letting another place take the tradition of a great name and a great beer. So that's a good one to start with. I think you're right about that. Kind of starting with the maltier, kind of mellower flavors.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you like about that one particularly?
I think that it's a nice rendition of the traditional Irish red, which tends to have a stronger bitterness and a stronger dry end to have that ashy bite. But this one is a little more soft, which is a fantastic way to enjoy the autumn season, so I really enjoy it.
Fantastic beer to start with. What do we got next on the docket? We have a double black?
Yes, double black ale.
Well, cheers to that.
There you go.
Smooth.
Nice coffee and chocolate on the nose. And interestingly, it's not as bitter as you would imagine, considering the color and aroma, yes?
So traditionally, where does the double black kind of come in historically?
So double black ale at Broken Trail is not particularly in a set beer style.
Got it.
My understanding is that they use two different kinds of black malt. That's the name, double black.
That's true. We heard that from the brewer today. Yeah.
Right. And they initially wanted to brew a IPA, a black IPA, but turning into a little softer traditional ale.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, and it's interesting because it was kind of like not a mistake, but they stumbled upon this particularly. Does that happen a lot in brewing? Do you think that someone stumbles and kind of try to crossbreed something or hybridize something, and they come up with something new?
I think that's a really good question, and there are a lot of historical stories surrounding a serendipitous styles.
Absolutely. Well, these are so far so good. This is probably my favorite beer so far that we've tried.
What makes it your favorite?
It's really smooth, and although it's dark, it doesn't have a lot of heaviness to it. To me, it's lighter than I would think it would be.
Interesting.
So the last beer we have on the docket is the Trailworks IPA. From my understanding, it's a little less hoppy than some. Have you had this one before?
Just now.
Well, let's have some more.
Sounds great. Cheers.
Cheers again. Salud.
It's a beautiful color, a little bit hazy, which I like.
Oh, it definitely has a citrusy sort of aftertaste or
I would say grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Aroma.
Oh, definitely. And it's not as hoppy as I traditionally would sort of compare an IPA, at least in my mind. How do you perceive the flavor?
I would say grapefruit and hint of butter.
Butter?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you get that at the end?
It's like those butter-flavored jelly beans, the popcorn ones. I can taste it.
IPA is one of those beer styles that have such a big sandbox.
Yes.
It could be bitter, it could be hoppy, it could be both.
And what does this one fall on the spectrum of IPAs?
I would say slightly on the bitter side, but not particularly hoppy. So it's really down to earth, easy going IPA.
You know, ever since you said butter, now I think I'm just like drinking a stick of butter. It's very buttery. It's good. It's very rich though. It's more rich, even the more I taste it, the more rich I feel like it has. It sits on the palate kind of thick. They're pretty good. All three of these beers are really nice. If you had to sum up kind of your experience with these beers, what would you say about your experience today with trying each of them?
I think it's a beautiful selection of colors and flavors. We went from Ireland to US, old world, new world. I think it's a nice beer travel in a nutshell.
Absolutely. Well, I particularly like drinking beer, and I like talking about it with you, Asa. We're so happy that you could join us on this segment of the show. I'm Nick A. Myers.
And I'm Asa B. Stone.
Here's to the good times, and here's to the better times.
Cheers.
Stay crafty, my friends.